is going to be on research. Yeah, the record is started. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So first of all, I want to thank all of you to join this session because I think research enthusiasts are uh, pretty rare in the current world, I would say, because many people just want to complete their degrees and join the industry to get much more money because we know that in the academia, the people are not making so much of a money that the industry people are making. But thank you so much for the enthusiast people who are really interested in research field, and I really appreciate your enthusiasm and I want to deliver something today that will be with you in the future, in the long future, in the long run, and thanks for all the appreciation. Um, so first of all, I want to introduce myself from the perspective of research background because most of the people maybe know me as a content creator, but besides that, I am currently working as an assistant professor, which is I'm on leave. Um, uh, from the Bangladesh University of Engineering and Technology. I was in the Institute of Water and Flood Management. But right now, my main affiliation is I'm a graduate research assistant and a PhD student of second year, working in the University of Texas. University of Texas at Austin, which is known as the UT Austin. You can see from the background image I have put up. So maybe this was, if I just tell you a short journey of me. I joined UT Austin on August 2024, so it has been almost 1.5 years. So it has been a great journey, and this school is one of the top inside one of the top five schools according to the US rankings in our field in civil engineering. So I'm doing my PhD in civil engineering, and my main research focus is on environmental and water resources engineering. So I work on floods. So if I tell you like in a brief explanation, like I work on compound flooding. So the question is, what is compound flooding? So nowadays you will see that in the coastal areas, who are the responsible criminals of the flood, if I say it in a fancy way. So there are four things. Number one, which is tide. Number two, which is cyclones, or cyclones is told in the subcontinental areas or in Asia. So in America, it is known as hurricanes. So hurricanes or cyclones. Number three, which is river discharge, the water coming from all the rivers. So you know that almost 57 transboundary rivers are in Bangladesh and India and Myanmar. So there are these are called the transboundary rivers, which rivers actually pass through multiple countries that are called the transboundary rivers. So you know that sometimes water is coming. There are very significant amount of rainfall which occurs in the Meghalaya and the Seven Sisters region of India. So that rainfall translates into river discharge in the river water. So rainfall is coming from the upper part of the sky, and it is falling inside the it is falling on the river, and the water is coming. So from the Sylhet region, there are some sort of flash floods, which is called the flash flood. So water is coming and just keeping it there for 5 or 6 hours, and then going through the Bay of Bengal. So Meghalaya, Bangladesh, and then Bay of Bengal. So that's the path of the river water. So that's the third reason of the flood, river water. And number four, which is the precipitation or rainfall, the rain coming from the sky. So those four things actually combine to generate the excessive flooding, which is known as compound flooding. That is my field of research. But what I am doing in a novel way, which is called the novelty of a research, which is what is the new thing that I'm doing. The new thing that I'm doing is compound flooding is a very hot topic nowadays in the research field. So I try to quantify how much responsible of each flood driver um, uh, to this compound flooding. Like how can we quantify that? Yeah, we know that that there are four things contributing to the compound flood, but how can you quantify that? So we call it the spatio-temporal quantification. So how much it is contributing exactly on different locations and with time, which is known as a time series. So that is called the spatio-temporal contribution of specific flood drivers to compound flooding. That is my latest research topic, and I have submitted already the journal to Journal of Hydrology. So that's the thing, just a brief introduction of what I am doing right now and what you can think about it also, whether you are working on ArcGIS, like you people know about the ArcGIS, the geospatial modeling tools, and also the flood modeling. You can think about the compound flooding. That's the just 2 cents off from my idea. So so I want to start from the basic, how to start the research. So many people just want to know that how I can start research. So as far as I understand, among the audience, many people right now are in the university first year, second year, third year students, maybe, and also maybe someone can be in the fourth year or master's student. I don't know, but so if I start from the basic, so how to start the research? So what is research? Then I think I should explain it first. So, Adnan, someone in the chat box is requesting to speak to me in Bangla. So, but I think there are participants from other countries also, so I have to speak in English. So that's I'm sorry for you, but I have to speak in English because for the other people. So yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. And yeah, I'm saying that there are many people mm, uh, from the university levels. So they generally ask at first that how should I start my research journey? So if I tell you, like, after 4 years of your undergraduate journey, you have to do one thesis. So what is thesis? Thesis means you work on a new thing, a new topic regarding your regarding your academic field. So you are in civil engineering. Maybe you will take a major or minor when you will be in the fourth year. So that the topic you are majoring in, for example, for me, it was geotechnical engineering, which is the engineering regarding the soil, the foundation of a building, so something like that. So if you want to do a thesis, you have to pick a topic regarding the geotechnical engineering. It can be pile foundation and some other things. Some worked on soil nailing. So you pick a topic, you pick a specific topic that is relatively novel, discussing it with your supervisor. So you will be assigned a supervisor who probably will be a doctorate or PhD holder, and he or she will guide you to how to proceed towards this thesis. So that thesis is gonna be your first research. Maybe it's gonna be your first research. So everyone has to do that. Yeah, there can be some universities who doesn't have some universities who don't have any kind of thesis format. So yeah, that's one limitation. But most of the universities in Bangladesh, they have a thesis format, so you have to do a thesis. So the thing is, you that thesis paper, that is your research, so that is going to be published as a research, but that thing is not the ultimate publication. So whenever you are going to apply for higher studies, so you know that you have to write emails to specific professors who work on specific fields. Like in the case of mine, I want to mention my professor, which is Dr. June Wanli. He was working on compound flooding, but I was not my research initially was not on compound flooding. I was working on flash flooding in the Sylhet region, in the northeast region of Bangladesh. But what I did, I highlighted what my expertise was. I could work on Python. I could work on any kind of like most of the renowned coding platforms like MATLAB. And I could work on geospatial modeling like ArcGIS, Geographic Information System. The platforms like ArcGIS, I could do modeling or the data analysis on R. Many of your people know about R. That is a very good statistical tool. Um, so um so I highlighted my expertises to him so that he could understand that where my expertise is. So the thing is when you have written a thesis, you can convert it to a journal publication as a journal paper. So what is a journal paper? So you know that every scientific contribution that have been made in the human history has been published in some sort of a scientific journal. So everyone read newspapers, right? So we all read newspapers. So newspapers are for general information, for general people. So some incidents have happened in your neighborhood. You can mention it in maybe you will read it in the newspapers. But the thing is, when you are doing any kind of scientific discovery, you can't publish it in a newspaper. You have to publish it in a journal paper or a scientific journal, in a scientific journal under some sort of publications. So there are some publishers which are known as the Elsevier, Springer, Taylor and Francis, and some others. So under those publishers, there are journals, scientific journals, and there you will publish the journal paper. So there are three things: publisher, journals, and journal papers. So the journal papers are the ultimate goal of the researchers to publish. So there are other papers also, like conference papers. You attend a conference and there you will present your research. There are two types of things, like oral presentation and poster presentation. So most of the people, they generally present their posters. So that can be your first step. I can assure you that poster presentation was my first step towards the research, because in 2017, when I was a second or third year student, maybe, I presented my first research as a poster in North South University. There was a poster presentation on civil engineering department, and we got the championship because our research was on structural engineering, and what we did was a very simple thing. I want to share this story because many of the people don't know how to start their research. So you have to know what you are studying right now. So what I knew at that time, I knew MATLAB. So on my second or third year, the MATLAB course was taught, and I knew how to code. And there was a feature in MATLAB which is known as polynomial surface fitting. So that thing, polynomial surface fitting, was not taught in our course, but I myself digged in and searched a bit, and then I found out this feature, which actually tells you if you give any sort of equations in an empirical way, so it will give you variable wise coefficient values with respect to your data. So it may be sounding a bit difficult, but the thing is, who are the people who are in structural engineering, we all know that we all use a cement in our buildings, right? So we all use cement. The cement gives you the strength in the concrete. So the strength is measured in mainly three stages, which is number one, 7 days. After 7 days, so you all know that when we are building our structures, we mix cement with sand, with stones, and water. We give their water, and if you put it like for a long time, it will get hardened, and that's how we build the buildings. So that strengthening power, that how much it has been strengthened, is known from compressive strength tests, that compressive strengths are measured at three stages that I have already said: 7 days, 14 days, and 28 days. So I made an equation which actually can tell you have to measure only one time, the 7 days of strength, and from that equation you can derive 14 days and 28 days of strength. So what's the practical implication of that? So I can actually, I don't have to do two more tests. I don't have to go to the lab and do two more tests that can take a large amount of money. So I can save my money and also time. So I don't have to wait till 14 or 28 days. I can just use my equations, put the values, and from just one test, from just one 7 days of strength, I can derive this 14 and 28 days of strength. So I can actually foretell, like forecast the future of the strength of this cement. So that was a pretty simple idea that I published in a poster presentation, and got the championship. I'm not posting anything, but I just want to say that how the ideas are built, how the ideas you can actually generate inside your head. So And I'm also emphasizing that you don't have to publish a journal paper at first. So you don't need to think about I have to publish a journal paper on a second year as a second year or third year student. You can start with a poster, then you go to the conference, and then you go for the journal papers, because journal papers are hard. Journal papers are not easy to publish, and sometimes people generally submit a paper to the journal, and they get rejected and they get frustrated, and they just quit. I don't want to quit. Research is a long-term journey. Every time you will get rejections, every time people will say that your research is not up to the mark, but you can't be frustrated or disappointed. You have to go forward. You have to go forward. So that's the reason why I actually emphasize on not targeting too high initially on your initial stage. You target according to your level. So when you will see that you are doing very well in terms of poster presentations, then you go to the journals, then you go to the conference, and then if you think that the conference is good, then you go for look for the journal papers. So there are also, very interestingly, journal papers are of four kinds, which is Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. So Q1 papers, those are very reputed and hard-earned journals. So if you initially target for a Q1 journal paper, it may frustrate you very much, because they're gonna reject you like almost 99%. There is a possibility that you will get a rejection on a Q1 journal if you submit it within the second or third year of research, because journal editors and also journal reviewers, they generally check where what's the affiliation, which is known as the affiliation. So in which year you are right now studying. So if they say that you don't have a doctorate degree, or none of the authors of the paper have the doctorate degree, a PhD level degree, then suddenly they're gonna reject it. And especially as we are talking about the third world countries, when they see that people are submitting the journal from a third world country, they are gonna reject it. Like there's a much more possibility of getting a rejection. So now I am right now in a very privileged state, because I'm right now in the United States, a first world country. I can submit a journal, and most of the academic research is going on in USA and China. So I can use my affiliation to publish a research paper now very easily. But in when I was in Bangladesh, I didn't have any affiliation of a North American or Chinese affiliation. So it was really tough for me to publish a journal paper. But fortunately, I was lucky enough. I got very nice supervisors and a team, so that I could actually continue my research and publish it in very reputed journals. So first of all, I want to say that my first journal paper was from my BSc thesis. So again, I'm saying that you can actually convert your BSc thesis to a journal paper, your undergraduate thesis to a journal paper. You don't have to publish it in a Q1 or Q2 journal. You can publish it in a Q3 or Q4 journals, but target for Q2 journals. Sorry, just for in my case, that my undergraduate thesis, which was converted into a journal, that was published in a Q2 journal at first. Then my second paper also probably was in a Q2 journal. That is the kind of the most cited papers of in my lifetime for me right now. And then after 2 years, after almost 2 years of hard work, I could publish a journal in a Q1 journal paper. And then my master's thesis also converted into a Q1 journal paper. So I have two Q1 journal papers right now. Um, but you see that I have been researching for almost 2017 to 2025. So for like 8 years, 8 years now ongoing. So I have these papers, but the paper, the research actually helped me to get into UT Austin. That was not any journal papers. That was my master's thesis. That actually coincided with my professor's work, and he liked it very much. I worked on machine learning, which is artificial neural networks and cat boost, categorical boosting, and also some hybrid machine learning platforms. So he liked it very much, and I integrated with GIS and geospatial platforms, and also extreme rainfalls from our ClimDex, which is known as the climate data analytic tools. So I integrated all of those things. So after that, I that was really liked by my professor, and he offered me a chance to be a graduate research assistant here at UT Austin. So Yeah, so I want to emphasize that you have to check your expectation. You have to do it according to your caliber or quality, and but don't quit. Don't quit. That's my message. And another thing is, I want to say that you will see there will be some of your friends who are studying in who are studying in the first year and publishing in Q1 journals, first year student but publishing in Q1 journals. That's pretty much possible because they are lucky enough to join a lab or a research group that are doing research on very high and cutting edge research facilities. So they are just lucky enough to get into the lab, and maybe you are not that much lucky. uh, so you have to wait, you have to create your chance, and then go for it. So don't be disappointed that someone else is getting some research opportunities and you are not getting it. Please don't get disappointed because everyone is not blessed in the same way. Maybe your blessings will come in some other ways, but you have to wait and you have to create your chances. You have to create your research fields. You have to go for it. So the question is how you can create your chance in the research field, because maybe you are not getting into a very famous or higher cutting edge research field right now, research group or research labs. You can't join them. So what should you do? You build your own network. You build your own network of researchers. You talk with researchers, you chat with them, you invite them to meet you online or offline. You follow them on LinkedIn. You follow them on LinkedIn. I must say that everyone thinks that Google Scholar or ResearchGate, those are the only medium to connect with the researchers, but no, LinkedIn is not just only for job seekers. LinkedIn is also for researchers. I want to emphasize it very much. Many popular researchers, they share their journey, their research papers on LinkedIn. So you go there, you follow them, you try to connect with them at first. But I will say at first, you contact your own university's faculty members. So they are your primary contact. They're going to be your primary contacts because you are doing their classes, you are taking their courses, you are paying them, or the government are paying them for teaching you. So my research journey started with one of my academic course instructors who was an assistant professor at that time. So who was doing his master's thesis and took me as an undergraduate research assistant or a collaborator in that thesis project, and that has been converted into a journal paper at last after almost 2 years of work. So I'm mentioning the time because I want to really emphasize on the fact that research papers are not a 1 day or 1 month job. It is it takes time. It takes 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. My one of my research papers, the research itself took 7 years of work, and the paper was in review for 2 years. That is one of the that is the best paper that I have published till now. That is the best paper I have published till now, which is in a journal of Q1 Environmental Modeling and Software. So, but I want to emphasize it that time it will take time. So many people generally ask, how can I understand which journals are good and which journals are bad? And there is a term called as predatory journal, who works as a predator of your journal paper, who will eat away your journal, your research. So the thing is, um, how you can identify a journal, whether it is good or bad. The first sign will be they will generally not publish papers within a very small amount of time. So you can see if you go to a journal paper, you will see that when the manuscript was submitted, the date, you will see that, and then you will see when it was published. If you see the gap between these two dates are really small, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that is really, really small amount of time. Any good review, that is impossible within that time. So if journals are publishing papers within that small amount of time, that means that journal is generally not a good journal. The journal papers which are published after a thorough review of like 6 months, 1 year, or at least 5 to 6 months, it's needed. So those journals are generally good. And another thing to identify a good journal, it is called the digital object identifier. Digital Object Identifier, or DOI. So if you go to any journal paper, you will see there is a DOI number. You search with that DOI number, you will see that there is a journal, you will find that journal paper. So this actually digitally identify that object or that journal paper. So the good journal papers generally have a DOI number. Many journal papers will not have the DOI number, and it will indicate that that paper or that journal paper is not good enough. So those are two things I have told you to identify a good journal paper, or the journals who actually publish the good journal papers. So, and other thing to identify a predatory journal, which is it should be in the list, which is called the Bill's list, BEALL apostrophe S, Bill's list. So you can find if you find any journal names which are in the Bill's list, that is a predatory journal, and you should not submit your paper on that journal. So again, what I was telling you. How can you build your network? So if I was in your place, if I was a university student studying in second or third or fourth year, first of all, I would like my plan would be to contact my university faculties, especially the young faculties. Why? Because the young faculties are more prone to the research field because they have just joined, they have possibly just completed their PhD, and they are more familiar with the current research fields. And you will see some of your faculty members are publishing a lot of journal papers, and some of them are not doing the same thing. So you will go to those faculty members who are publishing regularly, possibly at least one paper a year in the recent time. So maybe those that faculty member has published a lot in the past. Yeah, he or she can be a very good person as a research person. But if they are not publishing in the recent times, like in 2025 or upcoming 2026, then you should not approach them at first. Yeah, you can approach them lately, but at first you should approach, first of all, the young faculty members whose academic courses you had taken. Secondly, who are publishing regularly, who are actually research minded, who can think about the novel things. You can join their research group and continue your research. So that's the thing. So if I was in your position, at first I would email them. If they are not replying, I would try to contact them in person in their offices, or maybe after in the lift, which is called the elevator pitch. In the elevators, you can approach them and talk that I like your research group. Oh, before that, before that, before that, you go to their Google Scholar profile or LinkedIn profile, whatever. You find out which paper, what are the most recent 5 papers that are published in their profile. You read each paper. You read each of their papers, and then go and talk with them. Because if you don't know anything about their research papers, and you just go there and say that I want to do research in your lab or with you, then he or she will ask like, what do you know about my research? And then if you are silent, then that's not a good impression. That's not a good impression. So I want to emphasize again that you read at first some papers. Where can you read it? I have already said Google Scholar, go there. You can search on certain topics. So the steps will be, at first, you search topic-wise papers. So maybe you are in civil engineering or environmental or any other fields. You search exactly some of the papers. So many people generally ask me, how can I understand how can I understand my research interest? How can I understand where my interest lies? So a very good way to know that is to search papers on your field on ResearchGate and Google Scholar and read them, and try to identify exactly which papers are attracting you the most. Definitely there will be some papers. It's not possible that any of the papers are not attracting you. Now, there will be some papers. And if you don't want to search it topic wise, you search the papers faculty wise. As I said earlier, you go to each and every faculty's profile, you search their Google Scholar profile, and read the most recent 5 papers of each of them, and then come up with some ideas. Then probably you will come up with a research interest and approach 1 or 2 faculty members for a meeting, or for in-person meetings. It can be, or in Zoom meetings, or it can be a chat, it can be an email conversation, whatever. Talk with them, uh, get in contact with them, and if not the faculty members, you can approach your elder juniors or senior members who are actively researching, who are actively publishing. Then ask them, how did you publish, how did you contact the faculty members, and is there any opportunity or any vacancy so that I can join your lab and work on that. So my goal would be, like, if there is a lab which is actively working, I wouldn't think about where my research interest lies, because research interest actually changes time to time. So every time you can't actually fix to your research interest and do the research exactly on that field. So I can give you my example. I was in the geotechnical engineering field, and then when in masters, I totally shifted to other fields. Yes, my research was on soil and water related things, like I worked on riverbank slope stability and that sort of thing, but totally a different field it was for me. The flood research, when I joined the Institute of Water and Flood Management in Buet. So that was a totally new experience. I shifted my research. The softwares were new, everything was new. Um, I was in civil engineering, so I had to study some of water resources engineering topics also, fluid mechanics, water routing, and some other things, everything about climate modeling. So there were so many things, and also there were interdisciplinary research. I had to learn about how to conduct the FGD, focus group discussion, and also KII, key informant interviews. So there were many things I had to shift. So in your life, you can't actually guarantee that you stuck to one topic at first, and that is my research interest, and I am not going to do any kind of research except for this. That is not going to happen. You have to be flexible. And most importantly, when I'm doing my research on hydrologic modeling fields in the masters, my PhD research, my PhD supervisor wanted me to work on coastal flooding. That is a totally, again, a different thing. Yes, both are flooding, but which is a different flooding, which is compound flooding, which is happening in the coast. So I had to shift. I had to shift because otherwise I wouldn't get fund in UT Austin if I would stick that. Okay, I have to do flash flood modeling. I have to do that one, and I will not shift. If I was adamant about this, I wouldn't get a chance to conduct my PhD research in at UT Austin. So you have to be flexible enough to be in any field, like a test batsman. So as a batsman, you have to be ready to open the innings, and also if you are in the number 11 position, you have to bat. You have to bat just like that. So you can't complain. You can't complain. Yeah, that's one thing. I think most of the researchers they generally take a bad decision when they are in the fourth year, because before that they generally don't know about anything about the research, how to write the introduction, how to write the literature review, how to write the methodology section, result section, conclusion, discussion sections. So everything is in the suddenly they discover that they are in this deep sea, and they are not gonna make it in the fourth year, and suddenly they ask, "Well, what should I do, what should I do?" So that sort of insurgency comes, and sometimes they think that, okay, now I want to apply for higher studies, I need funding, and for funding I need a research paper, and I need a research paper within 2 weeks. I'm gonna apply in 2 weeks. Then how can I make? So there are other people who are making papers for 2 years. So those are the people who will get priority in terms of higher studies and funding. And you are just starting. So that's the thing. I want to emphasize one more thing is that if you were in this position that suddenly you are thinking you need a research paper, don't fall for any scams. There are many scams in the Facebook. There are many Facebook pages who will say you, give me 5,000 taka, give me $50, $60, and I will give you an authorship in my paper. I will give you a name there. So, yeah, that's one way to write a paper, research paper, but the worst way I would say, because when you write your paper in that way, the professor will see that you have a research paper, yes, but you don't know anything about that research paper. And when he or she will give you some tasks in his or her lab, um, and then you can't do that, the professors will see, okay, you have done it in your research paper, then why not doing it here? Then they will understand clearly that you are a fraud, you are doing scams, you will just lower the reputation of not yourself, but also the entire Bangladeshi student community. So that professor will not take any other Bangladeshi students in the future, and they will encourage their colleagues in the same university not to take Bangladeshi students. So when you are you are being a victim of those scams, you are not only jeopardizing yourself but also the future students, that those who are actually not a fraud. They are actually um, uh, they are actually doing their own research works, they are valued research works, and they are doing that, and they will lose their opportunity just for you. So don't do that. Don't fall for any scam who will say that you give me 50 or 60 $100, I will give you an authorship, or I will publish your research paper within just 1 week. Don't fall for those scams. I'm warning you. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. So, from any of the countries you are right now, it is applicable for any countries. So, don't jeopardize, don't harm your country's reputation to the international academic community. So, that's my request. Another thing is the research papers are generally written in a certain format, so you can't actually fine tune it like a pro from the beginning. It's not possible. It's not possible, but you have to try and fix by reading papers. So another thing I want to mention now, there is AI. There are many artificial intelligence based tools, large language models. There are, and you can use that definitely. But the thing I want to mention, you can't actually ask them like I'm writing a. So if you give a prompt like this, I'm writing a research paper on compound flooding, write me a literature review on compound flooding. That's it. So your prompt, that's it. But don't write it like this in this way. So because you know that large language models like chat gpt or gemini, they can't actually tell a story, they can tell words. You will say that there are many words, and but there are no links in between. So people, human brains, they can build a story. Each sentence which is coming after the previous sentence has a connection. So AI generally can't make those sort of connections, sentence by sentence, paragraph by paragraph. So it can't build that connection. So you have to be very careful about that, about using AI in your research or in your literature review writing or something else, because people are using AI nowadays like every second they're using AI. So if you give me one paragraph, one page writing of yours, within 5 seconds I can tell you whether or not this is fully AI written. So yeah, you can write gibberishly, you can write in a very random manner and then give it to AI to polish it. Yeah, you can do that. The grammar, the polishing grammar things, and better making it in a better English way academically from a journal paper tone. You can do that. But a paragraph, what I'm saying, the paragraph which is built by AI, which is written by AI from zero, that sort of writing, I can identify those sort of writing after just reading for 5 seconds. You give me 5 seconds, I will tell that this is built from zero with AI. So don't do that. So people are using AI a lot. That's why understanding which writings are from AI and which are not is not a task of a AI detection software right now. human, like any human who are using ChatGPT for a long time can identify those sort of writings. So please be very, very careful about that. So these are the main things. I have talked for almost like 48 minutes, maybe, more or less 45 minutes, almost an hour, almost an hour. So I want to emphasize that yeah, you should not be disappointed or frustrated in your research journey, and you should continue with whatever the situation is. So that will be my final message in my talk. And probably I have covered some very frequently asked questions like facts, FAQs, in my talk. And now I'm open to any discussion, any kind of questions from you. I guess I could take it from the chat box, or Adnan can give me some questions if you have. So, what's the best way?
Okay, so obviously, first of all, thanks for the amazing speech. And as I have also been in the research field myself, like I'm currently working on two papers right now, but even myself, I got a lot of knowledge from you and knowing what to do and what not to do, and also all of the ideas about the elevator pitch and the test batsman method, and everything was exemplified. So that helped us a lot. So, first of all, thanks for the speech. And now let's take some questions. So, what we'll do is I'll just read out the questions that we get in the chat bot. We may not be able to answer all of the questions, or maybe if sir wants to read it out by himself and then answer, that would be a bit more time efficient. So, sir, kindly read the questions and then answer it out. I mean, you
Yeah,
don't have to read it out, the question, you just have
yeah,
to
yeah.
reply. Yeah. And kindly refrain from any LinkedIn links or any kind of spam links in the meantime. So let's just take the questions and yeah, over to you, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you. So I will just read it out. So first question that I'm seeing here after some chats, which is Rumi from Bangladesh. If I'm not wrong, in Bangladeshi National University doesn't have thesis. So yeah, I have probably answered this. I have seen your question during my speech. Also, yeah, Bangladeshi National Universities are a bit different in terms of thesis. So in that case, you can contact with research groups from other universities who are doing research. It shouldn't be a BSc thesis research or something else. So there are many groups who are working. I know that they are working on certain topics on research, and they are not. They are collaborating under. Oh, okay. I think it's just gesture lower hand. Yeah. So they are collaborating under certain faculty members who are PhD degree holder, doctorate degree holder, and that is not any BSc or research thesis. So you can actually ask your friends and ask your peers that whether or not they are doing any kind of research, and try to get engaged in those research fields. And also you can contact other universities teachers, so that you can join their research field. So yeah, that's a pretty much limitation of national universities in Bangladesh. So but that's the only solution I can think of right now. And I have met many students from national universities, and they have all said the same problem, and I have given them the same sort of advice. But some of them are actually starting to research with uh, other universities students, so you can also try that. So Muhammad Al Nasim, sir, how can a current BS student start doing research if he's majored in English literature? So this is a very interesting question, because what I am doing research on the STEM field, which is science, technology, engineering, and maths. So in those research fields, people just gonna quantify their results. So if I ask you how happy you are, so is there any quantified method? Yes, there is called a happiness index. And maybe Bhutan is the first country which is the happiest country in the world. Maybe, I'm not sure. But those sort of quantified research, that how happy you are, okay, in the happiness index, what's your number? If your number is up, you are more happy than other with the lower numbers. So those sort of quantified research we do. But in English literature, that's literature. So I have to say that that should be qualitative, like there should not be any quantified things. And I am not the best person to guide you how to start research in English literature. But I think you should contact your faculty members who have already published research on your field. Try to engage, try to reach out to them who are most friendly, who you think in the class was most friendly, who will not scold you or demotivate you in terms of research, who are young, who are doing active research in their fields. Try to reach out to them. So that's my only advice, and I'm not the best person to guide you in English literature based research. Kausar Hassan said, what is the poster presentation? We know about general type of presentation using slides. Yeah, and how presentation can be present as attractive to catch attention to the, okay. So poster presentation means there will be a poster. So you see the election posters all the time. So election is coming up in Bangladesh on February, I guess. So there will be posters of different candidates in your electoral seats. So you will see that they try to convey their message within one single poster. So that's a how can I actually describe a poster, because it's one thing, just one page. That will be a big page, not a regular A4 page. That is a big page, and there you will keep your small information. It can be written in a research paper format, like there will be introduction and other things. So yeah, so poster is that, and you can search for posters in ResearchGate. So you just write posters in civil engineering, something like that in your research field. So you can see some examples of the posters. Okay, okay. Okay, National University. Then Mission Day asked, Sir, I'm currently studying Tripoli Department Buet. Okay. We have to select major in third or fourth year. Yes. If I start to focus on publishing the papers which may not be aligned with my major in future, then what can I do? So that's a very good question. Like, you don't have to stick to one field, as I have already discussed. So maybe let's say you have worked on a paper for 2 years, for like in your on your second and third year you have worked for 2 years and get that paper published, and then you switched your major, switched your field in the fourth year. That doesn't mean that the paper you have worked on for 2 years has gone into vain, that is wasted. That doesn't mean that. So if you at least have that paper in your research scholar or Google Scholar profile, the professors will understand that you can write papers. That's the sign, that's the evidence that you can write papers. So any participants, any candidates who are approaching that professor at the same time with you, uh, that professor will always prioritize you to the other candidate, because you know that you have that research paper, you have that capability of you can give him research papers quickly. So um, so you are the better candidate here. So I think you should go for it. And one more thing is that paper writing experience will help you to publish more quickly in the long run in your third or fourth year research, because you already know how to write a research paper. Then you apply that knowledge in your third or fourth year different research field from what you have already done. And then that time that might be taken like 1 or 2 years, maybe you can publish now within 6 months. So yeah, that's the benefit of publishing research papers. So you have to start early, you have to make your mistakes early, you have to make your mistakes early, you start to make your mistakes early, and as early as possible you do those mistakes, you learn from them, and in the near future you don't do that, and your research papers are going to be really really good. So that's one thing I want to like assure you, that there is no harm in publishing research papers. As a second year Noman bin Zaman, as a second year business undergrad student aiming to pursue master's degree through Erasmus Mundus joint scholarship. Erasmus Mundus is European Union scholarship, which is very famous. When and how should I start academic research, and are my research interests limited only to the business field? This is a very tricky question for me, because I keep most of my knowledge in the US thing, like North American field. I'm not that much familiar with the European field. Is We work with many European entities, companies, and other researchers, many European researchers, I would say. But I'm not sure about the Erasmus Mundus scholarship, but you have to talk with someone who has already received that scholarship. But I think research is necessary. Research is necessary in any field, and it will not harm you. It will going to only benefit you. So you have to keep that in mind. Naimur Rahman said, "What are the statistical requirements for life science research?" So, as far as I understand, life science is related to biology. So, what are the statistical requirements? I'm not quite, maybe I'm not understanding it that much. Statistical requirement, what does it mean? But you should have the knowledge on statistics. That's the thing, because in any field nowadays you need to study statistics, like how to plot the box whisker plots, how to generate any kind of distributions, probability distributions. Those are really important things in any field, so you have to have those knowledge. And yeah, it is important in life science research also. Srijan Devnath, is there a strong relation between all authors being from developing countries and journal acceptance? Yes, it is not a written relation. It is unwritten, unofficial things. We can feel why our paper generally get rejected for being a third country author, but it's a thing. It's a thing. What's the secret behind getting accepted in a Q1 journal? The secret is the novelty. Your research has to be very, very novel, very, very novel. So, how new your idea is, you have to question yourself how new your idea is. So, work on very new research questions or topics, and then you will be able to publish your journal papers in a Q1 journal. Is there a chance to work online with professors in other countries? Yes, many people I know they work online with professors in other countries. Definitely, there are scopes. Which AI tools can help in research like Perplexity, Notebook, LLM? Okay, yeah. I generally use two tools, which is ChatGPT with 5.1, and I hope 5.2 is already available. I am not sure now. No. Oh yeah, 5.2 is
2.2
available.
is
Yeah.
available, yes.
5.2 is available. Right now, I'm saying that 5.2 has been made available probably yesterday or the day before. But I'm not. The 5.1 was very good, according to my experience. But 5.2, I have not started using it till now. But those are very good tools. So first of all, ChatGPT, ChatGPT's models. Also Gemini. Gemini is also good, but Gemini, I would prefer ChatGPT to Gemini if you ask me. I have used Perplexity for some very definite tasks, but not. I'm not using Perplexity in a like regular basis. Notebook LM, I use that for PDF searching. Like I want to know exactly some questions from the PDF. I don't want to read that paper entirely. Then I upload it to Notebook LM. Sometimes ChatGPT doesn't show you, but that ChatGPT 5.1 or 2 models, I guess they are very capable of doing that. But sometimes in the previous models, ChatGPT was not searching enough or giving me the exact answers from the queries I was asking. So that's why I shifted to Notebook LM for PDF based queries. So I used those. So I'm using many AI tools. So already I have talked about the LLMs. I am using Liner, Liner, Liner for research. So some people use a script.ai. And also there is one more thing, which is Google Scholar Labs. So if you go to Google Scholar, there is a section which is called Labs. So there you can actually search with a different query, not just with keywords, but with an actual question, uh, so uh, so that it can suggest you the exactly right papers. So Google Scholar Labs, that is also a viable option. Other than that, there are platforms called SciSpace, SciSpace, SciSpace. So many people use that. I have not used, but many people use that. Okay, so Mohammed Mujahidul Islam, can I apply for research internship abroad when I'm in third year? If you want to pursue your undergrad study abroad, you can do that. Many people actually, you are asking about research internship. Internship is a very different thing, a- as far as I understand, in the North American field. Internship means that is not a permanent thing. That is only for the summer when you don't have any courses. So something like that. But um, yeah, the thing is, I don't think in the third year you will go for research internship in according to the Bangladeshi culture, or I don't know for any other cultures in the academic culture. What I'm going to say that they are not the similar with the North American culture. So generally here the students do internships in summer when they don't have any academic courses. But I don't know. You can try for those internships, abroad internship. You can go there and get a degree, get a certificate. It is possible. So yeah, you can try that. You can try that if possible. Why not? Um, okay, let's say I choose a Ishraq. Let's say I choose a topic to research. I don't know whether I can solve or improve previous works on that topic. What if I can't finish or improve research on the topic? I mean, all of us have to do research thesis project in final year, and we don't know what we don't know we can do it or not. Um, that's why you need a supervisor. That's why you need a mentor who will guide you. You will come up with a research idea, and he or she can tell you whether or not it is totally possible or impossible, or is it possible for you. So, yeah, that's the thing I would say that pick your mentor, pick at least one mentor. He or she can be your elder brother, any acquaintances, your friend, your cousins, your junior, senior, any one of them. Pick your mentor who can guide you. So and also your supervisor. Ask your supervisor before doing anything deep research. So sometimes people do research 3 to 4 months and then realize that okay, it's not going to any particular direction and then shift the direction. That's not a good way. I think before that, you have to be familiar with uh, picking your mentor and what your mentor is guiding to you. That is very important. Amran is saying, sir, is there any kind of book for better understand research methodology and complete to write one research paper throughout this book? No, I guess because if there was any book that's customized actually. Everyone's research experience is different. Everyone's research methodology is different. So every field is different. So if you find any book written on one field, it will not be applicable to other fields. So don't look for any book. Uh, I would say you can watch YouTube videos. Those are free. You can watch them. Many good contents are there to learn research. Also, there are some courses. I generally take a 3 day workshop after 3 months, and my next workshop will be on 31st January. It will start. So it will a 3 day workshop. So you can also join that and yeah, so we go on very deep in research, like how to write a research paper exactly from my experience, how to use the AI and blah blah blah, many other things. So you can do that, but yeah, I don't know about any like single book which will give you all the research experiences and how to write a research paper. So Deeparani Bishesh, I have applied for the access of BBS microdata before 7 days, and the authority haven't given me the access. What can I do now? Um, this is really BBS, Bangladesh Bureau of Statistics, I guess, if I'm not wrong. So generally in Bangladesh, in a government institution, they do a delay in terms of giving your data. But you can contact them again. And you can go to the office directly and talk about your situation, your data requirement to some officers, and then try to understand what's going on. So that's the thing you can do right now. But other than that, I'm not sure what you should do. Humayra Noor, sir, kindly explain, besides taking academic degree and scholarship, etc., what is the primary purpose of doing research? Like, what benefits can a person get from doing it? Sir, kindly suggest us some good researchers, some LinkedIn to follow. Ah, um, so research is the key or the backbone of human foundation. So if there was no research, there would not be any gravitational wave energy, Newton's gravitation, Einstein's theory of relativity. None would exist without research, because each of these scientists at first published their research on a research paper, and then it came to your textbooks. So right now, the textbooks that you were reading, that was not that was not written in one day. It took time. It took information from already published and established journal papers. So without them, your textbooks will be gone. And That's the main thing. The human knowledge, human academia, human foundation is intricately related to the research fields nowadays. So that's the one thing we why we do research. For example, the COVID-19. In the time of COVID-19, many people were doing research on how to get a vaccine, and it saved the humanity. It saved the humanity. So vaccine research was one of the most funded research works or projects around the world at that time. And even now, it's the vaccine research is getting much more funding than my research field, like flood or others. So biology is a really hot field right now. So yeah, you need researchers, you need research papers. If you are not like Donald Trump, who doesn't believe in climate change or global warming, you need researchers um, or scientists. So, um, how much knowledge do I need to get accepted research team from other universities? It is There is not any standard metric that you need that much of knowledge, but basic skills are needed. How to read a research papers, how to identify the novelty, so that sort of thing. How to read an introduction section. So these are really important things. Sir, I'm currently studying business and technology management in IUT. I don't get how to or what subject or topic to research in my field. Can you give me suggestions kindly? I'm not from the business or technology management, so I can't give you exactly the direct suggestions, but I can tell you how you can actually get those topics or suggestions. You search it topic wise, you give any certain keywords, search it there. Google Scholar is now using Google Scholar Labs also. So you give a query like you give to ChatGPT or Gemini, you use those prompts, and that's how you can identify your research papers. Mehadi Gani Rafi, sir, what is the process of publishing my thesis in a Q2 or Q3 journal? What are the tools to use to make my paper qualityful? I think these two questions are already answered, so I'm not repeating that. The process is really simple. You write good papers, good thesis, find the novelty, find new things, and then you go for it. Q3 or Q2 journal will be good for you. What are the tools? I have already told you the AI tools, ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, and also Notebook LM, and also the Google Scholar Lab. So you use those tools. You can use Liner or SciSpace. That are other options. Samad Eon is saying, as a business background in accounting major. Oh, many people are from business background here. Okay, that's good. My younger sister is from accounting. She is right now a faculty at Indian Independent University, Bangladesh, IUB, in the accounting department. So yeah, the business background in accounting major is it mandatory to have any research paper published for getting full funded scholarship at the top universities worldwide, especially in UK and US. See what I'm saying, that there is nothing called mandatory things. Like again, I want to say it is not like a mandatory thing, like a compulsory thing that you have to publish a research paper to get funding, but it will help you to get funding, because if there are other candidates who have research papers and you don't have any, then professors will choose that candidate, not you. So that's the thing why you should have research papers, because in Bangladesh the opportunity is not that much, but in other countries people start research from a very early age and they publish it. So That's the thing you have to keep in mind, and that's why you need to publish research papers. And if you publish it, then there is no harm keeping it in your profile, in your CV. It will just make your CV heavy, and it will make your CV more valuable to the other professors and other recruiters. So there is no harm in publishing a research paper. That's what I want to say. Partho Debnath, MI and AI research. So we should talk about the MI and AI. ML, I guess it is ML, machine learning and artificial intelligence. Yeah, that is a very hot topic in the field of any kind of, in any field, like in civil engineering, also machine learning and AI is a very hot topic. I would say that my professor thinks machine learning will be extinct in a few years because many people are doing that machine learning AI research. So he made me an expert in physics-based models. So what Elon Musk and Nvidia CEO have already said, that people teach your children physics and math, not coding. So they say that there's a reason because AI is doing much more of the coding part. You need to understand how the maths and physics work, and you can write the code accordingly. So um, machine learning is, I know that machine learning is not just coding. It requires many much more brain power to learn and build a machine learning network. But I would say that machine learning is a very good topic if you apply it in certain fields. So yeah, that's my suggestion. And Mohammed Nasim asked, "Sir, I am planning to apply for a bachelor program in Germany for winter 2026 intake. I'm interested in studying sociology. My chances of when I like to publish some research. Could you please help me in this regard? I would really appreciate." I can't actually directly help you, but what I said already that probably you are right now in that deep sea. Right now, you need research papers as soon as possible. I would say that focus on your BS undergraduate thesis or other research. So you don't need to publish it in a research paper as a research paper in any journals, but you have to highlight that to your professors or the recruiting committee, admission committee, that you have done research. So try to highlight your thesis the best you can. Um, I would say that right now you don't need to take the uh, difficulty of publishing it as a research paper, but you can highlight it as your thesis. You can do that. Mifta, how is your the research master program? I'm from botany department, but I want to do my masters in bioinformatics. Yeah, that's a good field. Also interested in research. For me, the research master program good for me. And in Bangladesh, which university provide best research master program? And we want the trinomial podcast episodes back. Episodes are there, but there are no new episodes. You can ask Sadman why he's not coming to the trinomial podcast. But yeah, I guess we can start. Me and Khalid Farhan Bhai are aligned, but yeah, we have to convince Sadman anyhow. So, whatever. Like, bioinformatics is a very, very good field, very current and contemporary field. So you can do that. But I'm not familiar with the good master's program in Bangladesh or also in abroad about this because I'm not from that background. So I think you should contact your seniors and young faculty members that I've already said. Contact them, fix a meeting, and then go for it. I guess that will be the best thing to do right now for you. Maisha Mansoor is saying consensus is also amazing AI tool for research with references and resources. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There are many other tools also, not just consensus. I have not used this, but thank you so much, Maisha, for this amazing tool, for referring to this amazing tool. Thank you for that. And Rumi said, "Is it possible to learn research from some Facebook course, or it is totally scam? It is mandatory to research in lab or physics department." Um, you do the research in lab. You see, you learn research from. You can learn from Facebook, YouTube course. You learn how to do that, but you do research in a lab or on your laptop or in a simulation. So there are two different things. So not everyone is not a scam. There are obviously some good people who are working really good on the research fields. I would say that verify it with other people who have already taken that course, and try to learn their feedback. So that's how you can identify who are scam and who are not. Um, so yeah, that's my one suggestion. But I don't know any other way to identify who the scammers on Facebook, research scammers on Facebook. But they will, if they charge you for publishing a research paper or keeping your name as a co-author, that they are definitely scammers. They're definitely scammers. Okay. Suratun Nisa, Assalamu alaikum, sir. Walaikum salam. Suratun is currently studying in fourth year faculty agriculture at Haji Muhammad Danesh. Yeah. As a beginner, am I able to publish a review paper in agriculture field and how is it possible? Review papers are, yeah, I wanted to talk about that also. Review papers are not any paper that is conducted on a novel research idea, that is a review on a certain topic. But you have to be very careful about that, because many people are trying to publish review papers and they are get rejected just because there are other review papers on that field already existing in the current literature. So you have to be very careful which topic in the agricultural field you want to review. So if that is a novel topic means no other review papers have been published on that topic before, and this is very, very, very important to publish that. Then you can go for it. But at first, you have to read some published review papers, that how they are justifying their novelty or their necessity to be published. So that's how you will be able to understand how to go forward. Tejasvi Sharma is saying, "Sir, I'm in undergrad, and how can I do my masters and research?" Oh my God, so many questions. I'm losing my track. Research from foreign countries in mathematics domain. How can I do my masters and research from foreign countries? Okay, yeah, there are many Indian people who are doing masters and PhD also in USA. So you can also do that from Bangladesh, from any other countries. They are taking student loans and coming here, and then repaying the loans after getting a job. So that's one way. This is actually a very general question, but in mathematics, there are much more opportunities. There are many opportunities to go forward in PhD or masters. So yeah, that's it. Maisha Mansoor is saying, if I am having a research course in my architectural engineering bachelor's with around 20 pages research individual work, the main idea from the course is practicing writing research. So my supervisor kindly explained that it won't be published. My question is whether this is still worth mentioning in my portfolio. Oh, okay. I don't think so. I don't think so, because if that is not published as at least as a thesis, you should not mention it, because it will highlight your failure. Like, definitely there is a reason why it was not published. So let's not highlight our weakness in the CV. We should highlight our strengths. But you can mention that you worked on that project. So you will say that this is the project. There will be a title. There will be a timeline. The project work from which date to which date it was conducted, and then you will say that you worked on this softwares, this topics, this statistical tools. So you highlight your strengths. What have you done? What have you learned? That's how you can write it in your CV, LinkedIn portfolio. But don't say that this is a project that was failed. Don't say that. Or anyhow indicate that this is a failed project. But you can say that this is a research project name and other things. So yeah, that's a good idea, I guess. Okay, so I have finished answering all the questions. And thank you, Adnan, for the last comment. And thanks to all who have questioned in the chat box and in other any other forms. So thank you so much. It was they were really nice and like pre proactive questions in terms like people are doing their research and they're facing some difficulties and they're coming up with the questions and I'm answering them. And I'm also as a researcher, I really felt lucky and to answer these questions, to help you, to guide you in a certain manner. So yeah, we have already passed almost we are approaching 1.5 hour. So it was a
Yes.
really nice session. Thank you so much for that, and thanks all for participating.
Well, I'll take over from now. Unfortunately, my camera just died like 10 minutes ago, but I'm not willing to interrupt the session. So I just didn't rejoin. My camera just died, unfortunately. But I will say that everyone in the chat box kindly, give out your thoughts and appreciation for Enayet Chowdhury sir for taking out the time and arranging this session for us. And
There is no need to write in the chat box. Please
no,
don't take that.
that's your humbleness. But the thing is that I would like to inform our participants that Sir is actually taking out his time from his busy schedule and doing these sessions for various research clubs in various universities for Bangladesh. So this is a big opportunity for Bangladeshi students, and Aspire has made it for a global perspective as well. So thanks to Enayet Chowdhury sir for this session. We really appreciate the time, and also thanks to all of the participants, because I've noticed that throughout the entire speech that sir has given, um, the retention rate was extremely high. So we started from like 73 participants, and at the end of the speech, we had like 70. And even now, after the entirety of the Q&A, 1 hour and 30 minutes later, we still have about 46 people from all across the world: Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, Sri Lanka, Nigeria, and so many more, and of course, Bangladesh. So thanks a lot for asking your questions. And lastly, thank you, Enayet sir, for this wonderful, wonderful session. And with that, we'd like to officially conclude today's Aspire Mentorship Program. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir.
Adnan, if it's possible, just my request to you, like, would you? I will not publish it. It will just for my own record. Would you kindly share the recording with me for this session?
Absolutely. It's entirely recorded. I will send it out to you personally. I'll stay
Okay,
in touch
thank
with you.
you so
Yes,
much.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
Thanks to all. I'm right now. I will leave this meeting, but thank you so much for participating, and also a huge round of applause for our host Adnan. So thank you so much for conducting this session and bringing up those questions, and I really appreciate your hard work. And you have already um, you was in contact with me initially from the beginning, and thanks for all the coordination. So that's all from me. Yeah, thank you.